Hey everyone, just finished editing my video and I'm about to post it. And even with all the edits and cuts and things like that I made, it is a 40-minute video. So I'm doing a little intro to what is to come and what the video is going to have in it. The first part is just me saying hello. The second one talks about the second subject I talk about is gratitude. Then I go over some products and things that I use in my day-to-day routine. Then I talk about leadership and things that I've written in my journal about leadership. And I go on to talk about 4 words that have helped me to just de-stress in situations that I just learned. So I hope to use that. The next topic is walking and movement. And then I go on to talk about a TikTok video that I watched and how it really just spoke to me. And the last thing is I do a little spiel about acceptance and, things like that. So I hope you all stick around for the entire video, but I understand if you don't. 40 minutes is a long time, but you could, watch it in 2 or 3 little spurts. But I just wanted to just really quickly tell you I just wanted to tell you really quick what you have to look forward to in this video. So here it goes, guys. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, welcome back. I didn't do a video yesterday because I have not been feeling great, so I just didn't have the energy to put anything together and edit and all that kind of stuff. Again, progress, not perfection, so we're gonna give myself grace and just do a video today. I'm definitely a philosopher, a thinker, as I've said before, a nerd, so I will continue to work to be more lighthearted, and part of that is, making fun of myself. I will start today with yesterday. I received a really fun gift from my sister. So grateful for that. So we're going to start with that gratitude. Super grateful for the fact that my sister thought of me and sent me some reminders, because she can't be here physically, obviously, because she lives in Fort Worth. So I was really surprised and happy to receive it. So I'm going to show you what she sent me. This is the little bag that it came in, like very Valentine's, and she sent me some earrings, and it says sister on the outside, and it says this little box, and it says friends for life, and then it has these earrings on the inside. It has these earrings in there, and they're actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think these are from my cousin Angelica Ramsey. She has a little business, call it a side hustle, but I'm not really sure it's necessarily even a side hustle. It might just be like something that brings her joy, and I'm gonna have to check with her that she's okay with me saying all this. I think she is, because she's on Facebook and she has a little group and stuff, so I'm sure she's fine with it, but you never know. You need to check with people just to make sure. But she sent me that, and then 1 second, I'm gonna go get the other things, so I'm gonna pause real quick. Okay, back. So here is the other part of the gift. She sent me some Tree Hut Moonlight Glow Balancing Shea Sugar Scrub Body and Being, adaptogens, magnesium, and amethyst. Amethyst is actually my birthstone, so that's cool. And then just an exfoliating little new sponge. So that's exciting. Super grateful for that. So we'll start with that. Grateful. They say to start your day by writing down 3 things that you are grateful for. So I'm gonna read you, that's one, and I'll read you the other 2 that I have. The second thing that I'm grateful for are my new AirPods. I'm wearing them right now. My dad was also wanted to help me feel better, and so he was gonna actually give them to me for my birthday. So he gave me an early birthday present, so super grateful for those. And then the third thing that I'm grateful for is something I actually bought myself and goes with my theme of white being my color for the year. Just something, you know, I wanted to get myself, is this new purse. And I would love to say that I bought it from a small business, because we all love small businesses, but I waited and was trying to be really patient because my cousin Sophia, she has a resale shop, and normally, and watch, like tomorrow she's gonna post the perfect purse that she has, and should have just been patient. But normally I wait for her to post something, because she always, like, I'll put it in the universe and then the white purse will show up. She's had a couple that were really, really close, but they were cream and I really wanted white. So I just got impatient and finally just went on Amazon and bought it. So let me see. So yeah, I just went ahead and went on Amazon and got it. It was less than $20, which isn't too bad. So grateful for that. Let's see what else. Those are my 3 things to be grateful for, so we're gonna start there. Let's see. Next, I'm in a different place and I'm standing up. I tried to sit down. I started this video sitting down, and I don't know if it's just because, like, I'm sick and so I've had to be inside, like, you know, I'm not going to work right now. So I'm antsy. So standing is working better for me. You know how on, anyway, I don't match. Just be aware that my bottoms are, like, my pants don't necessarily match my top, but you can't see my pants, so we're gonna go with it. That's the 4th thing I'm grateful for, that I can, you know, crop this to where you don't see my entire shenanigans outfit. But just so you know, they're camo pants. They're camo, like, pajama pants. So, side note, camo is also something that I used to avoid. It was a pattern that I just didn't like. And I'm telling you, I just blocked all these great things from my life because I just associated them with these, like, weird things. And so, yeah, anyway, that's just, like, for example, the white, like I've already explained, I avoided it because it's easy to get dirty and maintenance and stuff like that is difficult. But I love the color. Like, I've always loved the color. I just couldn't let myself, like, wear it because I was so afraid to get messy. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Okay. Wardrobe change. Even though I'm not really doing a whole lot, I guess because I still don't feel good. Like, I'm super hot, even though it's, like, not, like, we don't have the heater on really, really high here. We normally don't keep it that high. Just, I run hot all the time. So I had to change because I was, like, super uncomfortable. So wardrobe change. So let's see. The next thing I wanted to show you is some little things around my bathroom that, like, kind of the routine that is Veronica. So, not necessarily like a get ready with me video, but, just the, like, just the things that I use in my daily routine, because I don't know why, to me it's fascinating to know that about people. So yeah, I'm gonna show you that. So here we go. So the first thing I'm gonna show you is my rings that I have. I love jewelry. It's one of the things that, like, I think it's fun, and I don't have anything, like, super. This is from Sophie's, and I just like it because it's pink and pretty. And this one is my kids. They're both born in August, so that's ring is for them. And then this is a ring my sister gave me. That is my birthstone amethyst from James Avery. This is also from Sophie's. Just a little custom ring. I have Sharpie on my finger. Ignore that. And I am getting my nails filled on Saturday, so just This is just a fun one from Sophie's as well. Amethyst colored. And this is my brand new Let Them ring to remind me every day. It says sisters make the best friends. It's a little dirty, my bad. This is the perfume that I use. I didn't used to be a perfume girl, but I really like this perfume. My moisturizer that I use. These are the two vitamins that I take. This is my semi-organized drawer with all my makeup and organizational things for my vitamins and stuff. But try to stay organized. That's that. Dirty details of this one, but this is like my hair tool drawer and all my makeup bags and like extra stuff that I keep in there. This is like the drawer that I keep my extra like deodorant that you can see down there and my hair tools and my makeup bags and stuff like that. This is that drawer. This is my little wall art that I have in my bathroom. I think it pretty much encompasses my vibe. Those lips are fire. Those sunglasses are amazing. Nails, makeup, I mean, just all of it. Love it. My mom actually got it when we were selling our other house. She's a great stager. She makes things beautiful, so I love this little wall art, and I think it fits for the bathroom. So since I use my journals not only as personal journaling, but also during training and at work for taking notes during training, one of the journals that I have is I was in a leadership training, and I mentioned in my last video that I consider myself a leader, and leaders are learners, and so I just kind of wanted to share some thoughts and just like revisit what I learned about leadership. It's funny because in the journal it was in January, and it says that leaders are learners. So I've already said that a couple times. And it also says there is no leadership plateau, meaning like you don't ever stop learning how to be a leader and improve on being a leader. And one thing that I wrote in as part of the training is never forfeit what you want most for what you want now. So, you know, those goals, whether it be personal, work, relationship, whatever, you have to remember to think long-term, and the work and the grit and all that. It may not happen quickly. Some things do, but it may not happen quickly. And just don't forfeit those long-term big goals for yourself, for those quick wins that feel good in the moment. Another thing that I wrote is trust is teamwork. Without trust, there's no teamwork. A team is a group of people who trust each other. There are no perfect teams. There are healthy and unhealthy teams. And I think that you can also say there are no perfect people. And I don't want to say there's unhealthy or healthy people, because I think that's I tend to believe that people are doing the best they can with what they have. That's something my mom taught me as growing up, like, and everyone's tools are different, and some people are not given a whole lot of tools. So I hate to say that people who don't have a whole lot of tools are unhealthy. So I don't want to translate that part, but I do believe there are no perfect people, right? I also wrote about vulnerability. I'm not really sure, on this page, it's not clear whether or not I got this from reading a book or the leadership training. I might, because I might have been reading the book and at leadership training, like at different times of the day. So, but I do say vulnerability is based in trust. Vulnerability is being human, and vulnerability is being real. Trust and vulnerability are connected, and I actually, like, I'll show you it. Like, I wrote a little, like, trust and vulnerability, like, are connected. So something else that I wrote down is everyone communicates, not everyone connects. So I think that's pretty significant, because it's true, we're always communicating. Even when you don't respond to somebody, even when someone doesn't respond to you, that's still communicating. And just because you're doing communication doesn't necessarily mean that you're connecting with people. And that connection is what's important in a team And at home, you know, in everything that you do, connection is what we're striving for. And I think I've made it pretty clear that that connection is like one of the main reasons that I'm doing these videos, is because I think connection is important. And I think one of the really good things about social media is that it does bring a sense of connection, for even if you're really far away from each other. I do recognize that sometimes social media can cause disconnection and a lot of communication that isn't necessarily good. But I think it's just like everything in life. You have to have some moderation, and you have to be aware and kind of checks and balances to help and make sure that you are using, just like if it was anything else in your life, using it well and being self-aware. Hey, am I, you know, kind of checking yourself every once in a while to see if you're using it correctly. Is it benefiting? Is it adding to your life, or is it taking away from something else? One of the other leadership trainings that I did was called Engaging Generations, which I find so fascinating, because I actually am in a household where I'm like an elder millennial kind of Gen Xer, depending on, you know, what dates you're looking at. My husband is, I'm a elder millennial or Gen Xer, depending on what dates you look at. My children are two different generations. One is a Gen Z and one is the Gen Alpha. So generations are just, you know, obviously, you know, I find the generation conversation super interesting. And so one of the things in that training that I wrote down is leaders build bridges. And I think that's true. I kind of probably should have said this in the beginning, but I don't feel like your title determines whether or not you're a leader. I believe everyone is a leader. I believe in your life, who you are, what you stand for, all of that, you're leading in some way. You're leading your family, you're leading your children, you're leading yourself. You know, leadership is something everyone is leading, whether you mean to, whether you're doing it consciously at work, you know, or if you're at home or in your personally, socially. I think everybody is a leader. Everybody is leading, whether they want to or not. So those bridges are real important, and I hope that I build good bridges, and I build accepting bridges, you know, like bridges of acceptance, bridges of understanding, bridges of all those good things. So I wrote, boomers are very, it says idealism. Millennials are culture setters. They're the culture setters in, I think specifically for this, in the workplace. Millennials are the culture setters. I wrote that millennials work to live in community, and community can be at work. One big thing that I learned in that training that I thought was really important, and something that, you know, people need to kind of, like, I didn't know this. It was a surprise stat for me, but it says 1 in 2 Gen Zers will go to college. Growing up, college for me was like a given. It was an understood. I mean, there was almost a, you don't have a choice. So to know that the Gen Z, my son's generation, that only half will go to college, I think is that's an extremely important conversation that we need to be having with our kids and with ourselves as parents, and to understand that the world, just for them, the world is very different. It's a different mindset. Other training that I went to that was also for leadership was called Leading Now for Next, which was like success in succession. So, you know, there's, after we're here, when you retire, if you move on to a different position, whatever, at work, being a leader and is part of that is preparing the next person. I wrote, leaders manage tensions and solve problems. It also says you can delegate authority but not responsibility. That's interesting. The biggest thing that I felt like speaks to not just workplace but life is, I wrote, what you allow, you endorse. I'm going to say it one more time. What you allow, you endorse. So a lot of the times I feel like just in life, I allowed a lot. Specifically to me, because I feel like I allowed a lot of boundary or lack of boundaries with people in my personal life. I didn't set boundaries because I didn't know I needed to. I didn't know. I don't even think for a really long time I knew what a boundary was, you know? So I allowed a lot of things, which meant I endorsed it. It meant, hey, I'm saying this is okay. And I didn't learn until I started this, you know, like trying to understand myself and what I wanted, and not to just exist, but to like really be connected, purposeful in what I do. Those boundaries and that, it became important. Like those, I think everybody will always continue, you know, not everybody, but like for me, I will always have to go back and look and ask myself, what am I allowing? What am I endorsing? What needs are not being met because I'm not speaking them, because I haven't identified them. The recovering people and pleaser in me has a very hard time identifying needs because I am so concerned with making sure everybody else is okay and making sure that they're happy and being kind of like that peacemaker for everybody. And in that, I get ignored and I allow a lot that I wouldn't necessarily want for myself or the people around me. That goes back to a lot of the when I talked about people identified me and told me I'm a loud person, but was I expressing loudly my values and my needs and my boundaries and the things that were important, or was I just loud and making sure everybody was having a good time and comfortable and are they okay, and really just not going inside of me and asking myself, how do I feel? What do I value? What's important to Veronica? And I feel like those that's a big one for me. So I just kind of wanted to touch on that. At the beginning of this journal, I actually received this journal at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, I don't really know because I've been gifted journals, and I actually got one. I got one of my journals from a cousin Christmas that we had, and everybody brought something, and this is the journal from that. And that journal was from 2022. So, and then I got this journal 2023, and my first journal entry for 2023 says, my goal is to continue personal growth and will work on being delusionally confident. So part of that self-worth and all that was to work on being delusionally self-confident. And I think that self-confidence I say this a lot, that this is something that I will always struggle with, or this is something I will always have to work on, but it's true. Like there's just things that in this growth process, I recognize that I'm going to go back to those same things again and again. And I'm going to have to reframe, regroup, start again, remind myself, refocus those things. So that's just me being real. So another thing that I wanted to talk about really quick is something that I probably, honestly, I probably have heard this before, but when I was, the last time that it was said to me, I actually wrote it down. The struggle is real for me today as far as like finding a place to film and get comfortable. The next thing that I want to talk about, I like because it acknowledges emotion, and a lot of the tools that sometimes I read or that I learn about, I don't always necessarily feel that it acknowledges the emotion that a lot of people have or that everybody has. And I think this is one of those things that could help me on a day where I have a meeting or I have some sort of interaction that I'm a little bit anxious about because I don't know how it's going to go. And if I were to read these 4 words and to understand how they're connected. So I write kind of big and I ran out of room, but I wanted to show you the 4 words as well as tell you, but this is it. And I'm not even sure that they'll like, are they backwards when you see it? I don't know, but what it says is think, feel, behave, results. So basically, the way you think about something will lead to how you feel about something. The way you feel about something will lead to how you behave about something. And the way you behave will create the results of whatever situation that is. So I think that's really powerful because it gives a lot of ownership to you and to the way that you can go into, like for me, I feel very powerful knowing how I think about something is going to create my feeling about that situation, and then how I feel is going to directly cause my behavior, and then my behavior is going to create results. What those results are, we don't know, especially when you're interacting and dealing and just living, because life, is with other people, other human beings. And so those results are going to be maybe completely at times determined by the other person, but the way you go into that with your thoughts and your feelings and your behavior can definitely influence that result. And that result I feel like if you go into it kind of just taking a second to think about it and really just focus, that those results have a higher chance of being positive for me. If I go in there with that mindset, I feel like those results will be positive way more often than they're negative. And again, I really just like that because it acknowledges that the way you feel and the way you think, which you have total control over your thoughts and your feelings, right? Like, well, feelings, sometimes you don't, because, those just happen. So maybe not so much on feelings, but you definitely have a little bit of control over your thoughts and how you think about a situation. So for me, it's really helpful, like strategy there to just kind of employ and remind myself that, like I have some control, a little at least, on how every situation I go into is gonna come out, is gonna play out. So I found that really like a positive, uplifting thing for me to hear. So I wanted to share that with y'all. I'm probably going to edit this video a lot because I'm talking a lot, but I'm at least going to have a lot of content. Maybe it'll overflow to the next video because some days I don't necessarily have the energy or the time, or I don't know, I'm just not together enough to record. So I'll have content on a daily basis. That I still have not conquered is moving my body. It's a real deep subject for me. A lot of that self-worth was connected to my weight and what I look like, and I was really hard on myself, and I finally am at a place where I love my body. I'm grateful for my body. It has gotten me through all the hard times, and for the most part, I have been extremely lucky and very healthy. At the same time, I will honestly say that I will still, number one, probably on my bucket list, will continue to be thinner. why I want to be thinner is different. Not because that it's not connected to, am I worthy? Am I lovable anymore? It used to be. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel beautiful. All of those things because I thought I'm just a big girl, and like society, people, everybody just you're not beautiful if you're a bigger girl. So I continue to allow grace and remind myself that I only get one body in this current life. So very grateful for it. But I will continue to, for health reasons and honestly for vanity, will continue to work to try to be, I don't want to be super skinny. I'm never going to be a size 0. I'm just not that girl. But I would love to be 2 or 3 sizes smaller. And I recognize that thin doesn't necessarily mean healthy. Thin doesn't necessarily mean beautiful. All those things that I used to believe. But I still want to be the best version of myself. And I feel like that best version is, it's a way of self-care. It's not self-care, self-love. Like self-care and that self-love to be the best version in the body that I have, and to treat that body with love and respect, and not to, I don't know, I hate to say like misuse it, but you know what I mean? Like just eat healthier because because I'm worth it, right? Like move your body because it feels good. And I have always associated exercise with work and just never liked it. And it, like I said, it's a big, huge topic for me. But in my video, something I said on one of my videos, my brother sent me a way to start walking. And it's so funny because I made a vision board, and on my vision board, I literally have a girl, like it's a shadow of a girl running. I've always wanted to be a runner. I think running is so amazing. I find it to be, it seems like once you get really good at it, that it would be so calming, and just like they talk about a runner's high, but I just think like that time alone and that connection to your body and all that just seems like amazing. And I have always admired runners. So if you're a runner, you're amazing. Even if you're not a runner, you're amazing, but I admire runners. And it's so funny that my brother may or may not have seen my vision board, but it's funny because I can't be a runner overnight. Walking is where I'm going to have to start. And I've always struggled with, how do you do this? Like walking, and you don't want to like go too hardcore and then you're exhausted or you're hurt or whatever. And so what he sent me was just this like walking plan. And I just wanted to show y'all that I put it in my calendar. And I kind of made some mistakes. And I was writing with my Sharpies, because color. So, and the other thing that I'm going to try to do with this walking is the 5 a.m. club. It's a book. I haven't read the book, I'll be honest, but basically the point of the 5 a.m. club is at 5 a.m. you get up and you do 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of meditation, and then 20 minutes of planning your day. So that's also just here. So in my planner I have, this is what it looks like. So I am going to work on that. That's something that I am trying to implement into this journey I am on. I have, what usually happens in the movement category is I'll move for a while. So I was going swimming, and I love swimming, but I went for like probably I would say like 2 or 3 months consistently. I was going every day, and I was going at 5 in the morning because that's when the gym would open. And I was it may have been even longer than that, but I stopped going swimming. And ever since then, I've had a really hard time getting back into movement. So I want to do something that leads to running as an overall bigger goal, because I just want to be a runner. And I don't want to be a fast runner, but it is just a goal that I have, that to be a runner. So this walking plan that my brother gave me is really helpful, and it's totally doable. And so I hope to incorporate it. And actually, I wrote it in my planner. So if I write it in my planner, I've got to do it, right? Hopefully. So I am going to end this video finally, right? For those of you who stuck with me to the end, thank you. Glad you're here. I hope I've made you smile, even if it's just because, wow, that girl is silly. I'm so glad you're here. But the last thing that I want to talk about is I will preface this by saying I believe in all that manifestation, spiritual, woo-woo, all that. Like, I believe it is led by God. I believe it is all connected. And I truly believe, like, we are most powerful when we look within and truly, like, lean into that connection to God. And I was watching TikTok, and say what you will about social media. For me, the reason I'm here making these videos is because social media has helped me. I found people who helped me love myself more, and they were total and complete strangers that I will never meet, but they helped me love me. They helped me in ways that, like, the people who love me the most here, they said the same things to people that love me, my family, my friends, all that. But when I saw someone else outside of that circle go through the same thing, it just hit different. And so I know that too much of anything is a bad thing, but for me, social media has helped. So another example of that is, like I've told you, that I'm going through a lot of women's health stuff. And on the TikTok that I watched, it said search. Oh, it said, let me start over. It said, look at the time on your phone and then search the Bible verse for that time. It didn't tell you anything else other than that. It just, so I put 8:48 Bible verse in the Google search bar. And what it brought back is, this is the Bible verse it came back with, Luke 8:48. Then he said to her, daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace. I'm not crying now, but mind blown. Additional proof that God hears you. God is there for me. Like, it just reaffirms my faith that God is listening. I'm not alone. He will never abandon me. And basically that story in the Bible is the story about a woman who'd been bleeding for 12 years, and she touches Jesus's garment, and her faith in him heals her. And it just talks, the meaning of that is just like faith as a means of healing. Like, your faith, my faith, all that can be healing. And it also talks to Jesus' compassion, because he calls her daughter and affirms her faith, and also offers her a sense of belonging and care. And it shows his personal compassion, his compassionate nature toward those who trust in him. And he says, go in peace. So that go in peace suggests spiritual healing and physical healing. And her healing isn't just physical. It brings wholeness and restoration to her life. I could not believe that the Bible verse that it brought me to, but it did. It brought me to that Bible verse, and I was just like so touched, and so like it just helped me literally find some peace that like that I'm okay, you know, that I'm going to be okay. So I just wanted to share that with you all. That was something that just really was amazing, and I just made me smile and brought me comfort. So I wanted to share that. I do also want to say, I know that God and religion and all of that is an extremely personal journey for everybody. And I can even see how it would be a really negative thing for a lot of people, because I know that there's a lot of churches and things, people in general, that are not accepting and that don't accept those for who they are and what you know, how they live their life. And I just want to make it very clear that I accept you for who you are. I love you for who you are. And I truly believe that everyone is whole, perfect, and worthy just for existing. I understand that there are those people out there who are not taking care of other people, who are not trying to, like, I understand that there are evil people in the world. I understand that not everybody is looking out for the best interests of others. So I speak to those people who and I think I have faith that most people are good. And when I say that I'm accepting of everyone, I'm accepting of those who are accepting of others. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want those people who are out there just doing the best they can, trying to be the best version of themselves. Life is tough, and for those people, I see you, and you are whole, perfect, and worthy. For those who are not accepting and who are hateful, I am sorry for you, and I hope that at some point in life you love yourself and those around you, and understand that this life is too short to hate everyone. It's just too short. I strive to just be the best version of me and love those around me and help those around me, and even those who are far away from me, who may be watching this. Just the good in people. I will continue to believe in the good in people. And if I say something that is somewhat hurtful or alienates a specific group, please let me know, bring it to my attention, and I will always listen and try to learn. But I did want to touch on that because I know I talk a lot about God, and that can be a very hot topic, big button issue. Thank you for joining today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're struggling, reach out, ask for help, knock on the door, keep knocking until you find somebody that sees you and hears you. And I just want all of you all to know that we're in this together, and it's not always easy, but it's worth the work. And it's all about progress, not perfection. So thank you for joining. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time.